Hello guys, and here's key 2 into polynomials. Basically the first part is just how to add, subtract, and multiply, not worrying about dividing just yet. And this is from a previous chapter that we did. Basically when you're adding all the like terms. Everything that is like, and of course those are things with the same exponent. So 4x to the third is going to combine with negative 6x to the third, and the other x to the thirds. No. A 2x is going to combine with the other 2x, and we have a different negative 3x squared. So basically, all you're doing is adding the coefficients. Okay? So 4x to the third minus 6x to the third is negative 2x to the third. A 2x plus a 2x is a 4x, and we have negative 3x squared. So that would be it. If you don't by chance see that answer, if you rearrange this in any way, shape, or form, that might also be a choice. When you're subtracting, the only difference is to remember to distribute the negative sign. So boop, boop, okay. If you do that, that makes it negative 3x squared minus 7. We already have x squared minus 5. And then you subtract 3x squared, and you subtract the negative 7. So we have negative 2x squared minus 12. Okay, that's it there. And lastly, we have a FOIL. That is how you need to multiply binomials by foiling. First times first is x squared, outsides plus 2x, insides plus 6x, and lasts plus 12. So shaking and baking all that, x squared plus 2x plus 6x plus 8x plus 12. Alright, you should remember how to do those, so I'd like you to try 1 and 2. Again, don't forget about the little trick with subtracting. And then also, you should be able to try 1 and 2 on multiplying. Now, the quick thing for 2, a doozy like this, you need to remember how to multiply, and that is to take all the numbers and multiply them to one another. So the 4, and take all the other ones, so negative 2, and multiply them, and then add. Okay, so take your time and work on those together. Alright, check your answers with me once you have them. So you can certainly pause or go on. The next little piece, simplify the expression. These are also for you to try. Okay, and now if we look at number 2, 24x to squared minus 65x minus 50 is the product of x, 8x plus 5, in which of the following. These types, basically, you're going to try out. Okay, so sorry, they're not stars, actually. You want to take, so A, and you want to multiply it by 8x plus 5. And you might think, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do all of that work. Well, again, you're going to need to FOIL. Well, simply by taking the first, 8x times 10x gives me 80x squared. Well, that's not 24x squared, so we can cancel out a. 3x times 8x plus 5, 10x, 8x plus 5, and also 3x minus 10, 8x plus 5. Well, again, I can cross out, C, because 8 times 10 is going to give me another 80x squared. So really it's between B and D. So if we look at those two. Okay. The other thing you notice is I have minus signs. Okay. Well, if I'm going to be multiplying all positives, is there any way to get a negative sign in your answer? Okay, I wouldn't think so. So with D, that's what we're leaning towards. Okay. let's just double check. So using FOIL, 3x times 8x is 24x squared. 3x times 5 is plus 15x. Insides minus 80x. And lasts minus 50. Okay? So I see the minus 50, that's what we want. I see the 24, that's what we want. 15 minus 80 is negative 65x. And that's what we want. So lo and behold, it is D. Okay? So, which of the following terms will be present after the expression is multiplied and simplified? Basically, this here is you're going to need to FOIL. Okay? Try that one out as well. Okay, so that's about it for those ones. From there, I just want you to try those ones. These last ones are particularly tricky. Alright, so if you read the directions, basically, if you just distribute and then plug in numbers, you can try it that way. These are all just plugging on in. Alright, so some D money on the table for those ones, for 4 and for 5. Okay, but do these other starred problems. Okay, and then if you want some D money on the table for those two, you can try those. Alright, answer the starred questions. And that is all I have for you. And then you will take the quiz and go from there. So good stuff.